Breakfast on the footy, sun on the grass. First whistle blowing, feels like it's fast. Luke Collins grinning, boots tight. Marcus Lentini saying, boys, it's our night. Nash Holmes laughing in the warm-up line. Luke Lavalvo talking, this year's our time. Jack Johnson clapping down the huddle real hard. Luke Bunker stomping out the mud in the yard. We got boots on, season on, hearts all in. Love this game like your own damn kid. From the first loud bounce to the last late light, we live for the contest, live for the fight. Every name on this jumper proud and strong. This is our town, our team, our song. We got boots on, season on, sing along, hey! 'Cause we're playing for the love of football. Ty's Logan joking as he tapes that knee. Tom Keys pointing where the gaps might be. Blake Fitzgerald eyes up the post so tall. Ben McCarthy ready for the high hard ball. Daniel O'Dwyer with the cool calm stare. Coyote running like he's flying on air. Kalen Anderson crashes every pack he sees. David Evans talking tactics on the breeze. Parker Healy fires up the crowd with a roar. Ben Ham says one more drill, just one more. Josh Lansfield leads us in that old club song. Every single voice saying this is where we belong. We got boots on, season on, hearts all in. Love this game like our own damn kin. From the first loud bounce to the last late light, we live for the contest, live for the fight. Every name on this jumper proud and strong. This is our town, our team, our song. We got boots on, season on, sing along, 'cause we're playing for the love of football. From the red dirt ovals to the bright big stands, we're muddy and bloody, but we still shake hands. Win, lose, or draw, we'll come back again. Same old mates, same old game. We got boots on, season on, hearts all in. Love this game like our own damn kin. From the first loud bounce to the last late light, we live for the contest, live for the fight. Every name on this jumper proud and strong. This is our town, our team, our song. We got boots on, season on, sing along, hey! 'Cause we're playing for the love of football.
Have you ever seen a roo kick? Have you ever seen an emu run under the bright Aussie skies and said this year we'll be the one? Oi, oi, oi! What does it mean to be a part of a footy team? It's more than a game. The footy's in our veins. It's time to go. It's the Northern Footy Show. Get out of our way. We wanna see them play.
Alright guys, welcome to the Northern Footy Show. Bit of a different night. We've got a massive show tonight. Looks a little bit different on this side, doesn't it, Cap? You have stepped up, and after coming off massive 64 possessions on the weekend, I have to throw that in. I reckon this is the closest someone's been to you all week. Like 48 uncontested, unbelievable.
Yeah, we'll leave it at that. It's like the amount of phone calls and messages I've got about it. So,
Bit of me time, I'm sure you hate that. Good.
Yeah,
Now,
the brand, mate.
obviously, next to you, we have our award-winning journalist, the Northern Footy Show chief writer, Mickey Thompson.
It's fantastic to be here, JK, and warm welcome to all the listeners and watchers on the live stream as well.
I reckon you're going to bring a lot in tonight because some of your arc has been unbelievable, mate. Now, the big man, obviously, he wants to come in. He wants the big intro. He's going to wear a different shirt. And to be honest, he's on one at the moment. So I'm unsure what he's going to talk about. KB, welcome.
There you go.
I'm going all right, mate. How are you going? I'm looking forward to tonight's show because
I've got to be humble pie because last week I gave Donovan an absolute bag and I've been bagging the whole time. So I said they get beat by 15 goals. Joel, great. Was I wrong?
Is that why Daz isn't posting the show?
that is why, because he's been groveling a little bit, had the big house sponsors, the Brady Bros, 5 slabs, I believe. Yeah, and you know what? He hasn't been that great on that side, but we won't talk about that. He almost cancelled the whole show, but we'll go there later.
But in saying that, I've just got to add one thing. I said you wouldn't win a game, and you still haven't. So you feel pretty wrong.
I could have left it.
Well, you know what I'm like. So Diamond Creek proved me wrong this week.
KB Grenade has been thrown very early. Look, KB, while we're on you, mate, how was the commentary on the weekend?
Well, the commentary was good by Daz. My first game was pretty good. We had many listeners, over 1,000 or whatever, which is good for the competition. I don't know why they want to listen to a bloke like myself talking, but obviously it's good for the community. We've got a new segment happening, and hopefully we do a lot more games. So it was pretty good.
What was the highlight for you?
Well, the highlight was just getting through 2 games.
Yeah, look, I was pretty shocked about that. First question I asked was, geez, how was KB in the second game? Like, there's no way he didn't have a few problems on the day, but
Well, you know what? It's pretty hard to have a trophy when you want to talk. I can't do both at once.
this is not true. But that's fine, I believe you. Obviously, the results were pretty big in that game. Mickey T, you get around to a lot of games, mate. How many did you get around to on the weekend?
Got to 6 in the end, so I was at the Lorimer game on Friday night, then went over to Whittlesea South Marine, called the second half of that game. Northcote Park and so that was a great game for you to watch. Happy to talk about that later. And then 3 games on Sunday. So I caught Wellplenty and Kilmore Women's, Wallen St Mary's, and Montmorency Diamond Creek.
Mate, this guy just loves footy, and that's why we've got him on, and that's why he's the expert analysis.
What about reading your 3 plays games as well? So,
Yeah, I watched a couple of replays over the last couple of days as well. So
He's asked what because he wants to. No, what were your thoughts? That's all it is.
watched his 64 yesterday. Probably the closest murder person to the cap at the moment, I reckon. But,
Did he win?
Did you actually count them? Or was it, did you get, like, before the game as well, you more like to get 64?
I think that's what Premier wants to take
That's what it's there
Well,
for.
the line might have been counted for you.
He actually was. It wasn't. He came down.
Yeah, I did see a comment, and apparently it was pretty close. He was counting. Standing next to one of our fans, Gary Ruckman, he was counting old age. He reckons it's pretty close coming up.
That sounds like my old man. There
There we go. What we're going to do, we're going to jump in now to some results from the weekend. Greensboro and Eltham obviously played a couple of weeks ago. Greensboro got the chocolates there. We had Hurstbridge and West Preston. Pretty competitive from West Preston, if I'm honest, from what we all thought. 5 goals. Heidelberg, 10 goals over North Heidelberg. Much better than the year before when they got done by 130. So, a bit of positives for both sides there. We got Bundura, who 1 point over Banyule. That's a massive game. Obviously, conditions didn't suit because there's a lot of points being kicked for all teams. And then the big one, obviously, why you've got your shirt on and why Dad's a bit scared to be sitting in this chair. Diamond Monty draw.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, great result. I knew it would be close, or I didn't know. I thought it was going to be close, but yeah, looking at the 4 goals, 14, 17, like a lot of scoring shots there. So arguably, it probably should have won that game.
Yeah, and they're up by 3 goals at one stage. You were saying, Mickey.
yeah, but we're up 3 goals just before the back end of 3/4 time. I think Monty kicked a quick couple. Diamond also had a chance when he goes about 30 seconds left. So the game was a very interesting one, no doubt.
Absolutely. Now we jump over to Div 2 and my man next to me, the 2IC.
Yeah, thank you, mate. Yeah, so St Mary's a close one over McLeod. Do you know how your man Bard went? Any goals did he kick, mate?
Well, it's pretty spot
He-
on.
he
He touched
touched
both.
closely.
One doesn't kick 100 goals for the year. They probably a bit of strife. So Darcy didn't kick any.
So,
John McHugh had a great game.
so Parade got up by about 4 goals against Lower Plenty. So a good start for them for the season. Thomastown, Ben Hill, a couple of goals at the line there. Whittlesea, 30 points at the South Marine.
A little bit of a surprise, but I did say they'd be the top 2 teams for the year. So, look, Whittlesea just flexed their muscles early on, so good win.
And Norfolk Park, again, you boys went and covered by 8 points in the close one against the Stars.
The Stars were a little bit slow. I think you get used to the pace of the game. I think it was 5 goals to 1. And after that, Stars were pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I thought there was an interesting couple of pointers out of the weekend. First of all, shout out to St Mary's and McLeod. They raised $3,000 for the Autism Awareness Cup, which I thought was fantastic. Really good result. And also, obviously, being at the Whittlesea South Marine game as well. Whittlesea were just quicker. They used the ball really well. They moved with speed. Spoke to Gary Ramsey over the pre-season, and he reckoned they were going to be younger but faster as well. So, good result first up.
Bailey Robertson.
Unbelievable game first up.
BOG, wasn't he?
Yes.
It's a great start, isn't it?
Great insight. That's all I've got him on.
100%. What else we got?
I think that's it for year 2. Great.
Tip 3. This is where I probably did my best work. It wasn't great work, but here we go. Reservoir, flexed muscles over Laylaw, 100 points on Good Friday.
Really?
Yeah, that's what happened, mate. That's what I said. And then we got, that's all we got. Kilmore, look, this is probably the big result for me. 50 points over King Lake. At King Lake as well. What's your thoughts there?
It's a lot more than I thought it was going to be. 2 sides that I think are going to be vying for that, from 3 anywhere down to 7. To get that result and percentage as well. So I think it's going to be percentage is going to be really tight for those last few spots.
I've been for the last couple of years too.
Correct, and as we may have mentioned last week, Kilmore won the last final last year against King Lake, and that last underway game. So we've got the wood on.
Yeah, a bit of a monkey team, you reckon?
Yeah.
Obviously, the result, Mernda beating Epping in the Paddy Shower Cup by 5 goals, but you guys led 3/4 time.
Yeah, look, it was a interesting game. So a couple of minutes before 3/4 time, we're up by a couple of goals. Young side and Mernda really experienced a lot of chemistry, been together for a long time, and last quarter ran out of steam. But credit to Mernda, they were a better team. Controlled the ball, a lot more 450 entries, and were able to capitalise in that last quarter. Nicker is coaching out there, really controlled the game. I thought it was excellent. They just got done.
Yeah, he had a big day as well, 31 touches.
Yeah, thank you.
That's massive. Heidelberg West, 5 points over the Turtles. Great start for them, KB.
Oh, they were very good, the Turtles in the first quarter. Got a few young fellas, the McCullum boys done pretty well. They've got a few, what was the number 14's number? Got his name, still down quite, I think it was Patrick or something in the forward line. He was very good. So their first quarter was excellent. Heidelberg West's last 3 quarters was pretty good. They got a lot of new recruits and so forth. Very good game overall.
Well, look, I was going to share our old club, the Turtles. Some of their work so far on social media has been very good. I've seen one of the boys out there with the around that was really good. So shout out to whoever it was. I know it wasn't Jackson, it looked like. Then we go to Lorimer and Watsonia, and this is probably a big result in the conditions it was, but Lorimer obviously going to be very strong, and you just don't know where Watsonia going to be. But there's probably not been a side come down from you to give 3. And that happened to them.
Lost a lot of players, though. So hang on, and Lorimer's group this year, and we think we're right to contending. So that's standard result for me.
Absolutely. What we're going to do, we do have some big guests, and I do have to talk about that for a little bit. It is the Penny Centenary special tonight. So it is our 100 years this year, and we are going to go to them shortly. We do have Craig Hudson in here. We have Tony Parks as well. And they're our big guests. So we are going to swap over the 2 boys on our right, and we're going to get them in right now.
Need a mechanic you can trust in the Diamond Valley? At Diamond Valley Auto Care, we've been keeping locals safely on the road for years. From logbook servicing to brake repairs, diagnostics and aircon regassing, we do it all quickly and professionally. We treat your car like it's our own, with honest advice, expert care, and no surprises. Proud sponsors of the Northern Footy Show. Book now at diamondvalleyautocare.com.au. Local, reliable, and ready to help.
1 second.
All right, we are back and have a look at this. Much better looking. I'm not sorry, but much better looking already. And look, the first thing I thought was, geez, Huggy, that sounds familiar, So it's going to be interesting. I'm not going to be the biggest voice in the show right now.
No comment.
Straight away. BP at the moment. How long have you been BP for?
This is my 4th year vice president. Been on the committee before that. Started at the club in 1997, which was the the first year that we were in the Diamond Valley Footy League. So I'd been at Diamond Creek, and I actually retired. And a mate of mine, Dean Easton, was coaching the team, and he said, "Do you want to come up and just sort of help train with us?" Because they didn't have much experience. And so I went up there, and about 3 weeks later, so I retired after pre-season, and about 3 weeks later, we were playing against Diamond Creek at Diamond Creek, and Penville didn't have enough players in the twos. So they went to the Dino guys and said, "Would you mind hugging plate?" So I ran around in the twos and stayed.
The final thing is, like, we have a lot in common. One, retiring after pre-season, you know, that's me. And talking about yourself. Like, you do talk very, very well about yourself.
Oh, well, mate, you've got to pump your own tires, haven't
You
you?
do. Someone's got to pump them up.
Exactly.
Look, 100 years of being a football club. Look, it's massive in how it is already. Just tell us about what this milestone means to you guys.
Yep.
As a club, and then obviously as a BP.
As a community footy club, only about 1,000 people live in Canterville. And so 1926, I guess a few blokes sat around the Canterville Hotel, who have been our major sponsor since 1926.
Really good pub.
Yeah, and look, in the town, we've only got a pub and a general store. And so, you know, to have I guess a gathering place of a Saturday is almost secondary to the results of the game for a lot of our supporters. Obviously, they want to see us win, but, you know, they get there every second Saturday and they catch up with it. The history of the club is interesting, actually, because between 1926 and 1929, there were only assorted games in the Evelyn League. But a lot of people don't realise that we actually, from 1926, we played in the Diamond Valley Football League. Most people think that the time that we joined that was in 97. But we actually played there for 2 seasons, 1929 and 1930, and our first win was against Montmorency. So that was our first win ever. So it took us 3 years before we got a win. And then there was the development of the Canton Hill Football League, and a lot of the teams that were in that are teams that we play today in the Northern Football League. Eventually, we ended up being in the Diamond Valley, or now the Northern Football League. So that's the history of the club. We've had some great players along the way, you know, superstar blokes, and there's been a few changes of colours early in the piece. We've only won 4 premierships. The 1934 premiership was. It's funny, you know, back in the day, the players. I think we all know this, but there were football teams. All the jumpers didn't necessarily match, and whilst our colours were actually maroon and white, when you look at the team photo from 1934, there are striped ones, there are, you know, hooped ones. There's ones with these on them. We've actually got one. Sam, would you like to grab it? The photo. So don't get behind the Sam, because we'll lose you. Right, there it is. Yeah, okay, there you go. So, as I said, we were actually maroon and white, but that was one of the assorted jumpers that made the cut in 1934. So it's a proud club that's really community focused.
Well, you mentioned community, and like a big part of the community are those really big names that make the club or have such a massive impact during all these eras you talk about and all these really big moments. Who are some of the big names that have really shaped the club?
Look, obviously, in the 30s when I played my first game, there's been obviously you look at our life members board and there's a lot of big names for the football club, but it's not just players, it's people behind the scenes as well. But certainly in the 30s and throughout the later period of the 1950s, we won the premiership in 55. There's people like Fred Garsed, Tony Carr, who is still heavily involved in the club, former president. He's really the doyen of Pantonville. He has all the knowledge. I actually asked him to do this tonight, but I agree. He said he's too ugly for TV. So that's how I can tell you.
Happy with that one.
Yeah. Look, I guess during my time, I reckon the best players I've seen when we first came into the Diamond Valley was probably Robert Lamb. Lamb was a fantastic in and under, sentiment for a small forward. I guess Tyler Scarce, who captained the team for a number of years. Once again, small player. Will Box, who won the league best and fairest, a great player. And I know he's sitting next to me. I'm biased because I've seen him play for a lot of years, and he's a great bloke. But he was a fabulous football player, Sam Parks. yeah, we're really blessed to have him because he's that sort of guy that Sam, in my opinion, any club would take Sam Parks, and we're just lucky to have him up here.
I was going to say, so Sammy obviously is captain of the football club. From a playing perspective, have you been much talk about, it's been 100 years for the club or anything like that, and the build up and the celebrations throughout the year from your point of view?
Yeah, absolutely. Obviously, every year is a big year. We've got a lot of change coming through this year with a new coach, a new president. So it is a big year in terms of moving forward as a football club. But one of the big things that Michael Farrelly, as the new coach, has really emphasised is an identity as a club as well, and making sure that we sort of acknowledge that we're just custodians of this club moving forward. We're here for a short time, but the club's been around for 100 years, and clearly there's a lot of people that have gone before us, a lot of things that go into making a great club. And we do have a gala hall through the year to be able to, I guess, celebrate that on the July the 18th centenary dinner. So, yeah, it's obviously a few events. Yeah,
we're chatting off there as well, past Players Day as well. We've got this year.
Our past Players Day is going to be huge. It's round 5. Which is May 9, and we're playing Whittlesea, and that was chosen intentionally because in our first season we played Whittlesea, and we're hoping that tons and tons of past players get along for the day. So all the details are on our Facebook page. But at half time, it's going to be really fun too because of the fact that we played Whittlesea. We've asked the league for an extended half time break, and we've got a junior team from Whittlesea and a junior team from Hansonville playing each other in the centenary match, so that'll be fun. It's funny actually. Last night at training, I hadn't seen this before, but the juniors they've got training tops, jumpers that are exactly the same as the 1934 one. They've all got number 100 on the back, so I'm hoping number 100. It's amazing, isn't it? Yeah. But if number 100 gets recorded, what happens? So. Any past players and your past players, whether you played in the juniors, the seniors, the reserves, the 19s that have been on and off for many years, please get to the club on that day on May the 9th against Whittlesea. It's seriously going to be a great game.
Yeah, these are the sort of events that for the year really, really shape the culture of the club for the season. Obviously, you've spoken about the past and all of the things that shaped them now. For this season, for you guys, what does it look like ideally to be successful?
It's a great question. It's something that we've talked about a lot in the pre-season. I think success for us this year is more than just winning games. It's definitely about building a culture and building towards something. Trying to build, I guess, a community around the team that people want to be a part of, people want to get down to. Trying to create, I guess, a culture where we become a bit of a club that people want to sort of aspire to be like, I guess. So it is more than just sort of winning games, but obviously that is important as well. So, trying to sort of, I guess, align with what we're doing on the field as well, and making sure that we are trying to all get together to move forward. So.
I think one thing that's important to note about it, as opposed to many others that I've seen during my time, is that when we won the Division 3 Premiership in 2019, we had small-term goals, but the major goal was not to be one of those teams that went up and down, up and down. And we've managed to do that. 2026, for the past few years, we've finished just outside the finals in Division 2. We've held our place there. And I guess from a supporter's point of view, rather than players, I'm hoping our next step would obviously be to play finals. And I think we've got the right people doing the right jobs to make that happen.
It's definitely one of those seasons in Division 2. It's pretty stacked. Like, it's probably the one that is so open. We were doing our podcast and talking about where it's going to finish, and I think it's going to be so close all the way down. Like, I'm not going to be like that and sit on the fence, and that's what I'm here. Like, I had you guys finishing on the block. I get the double bird.
I didn't voice for record.
Yeah, so I just on the bottom. But one thing is, that's just what I wanted to say. Like, I know you mentioned how you the 2019 Premiership, and obviously you played in that team. What does that mean to you, and where does that rank in terms of your career?
I guess it's the only senior Premiership I've ever won, so it's withstanding won some reserves ones, bring stuff.
You're pretty young then, so you know what I mean?
You'd think so, wouldn't you? I was already 26, so yeah, obviously getting around a little bit, but no doubt, like winning it with Nick, my brother, was pretty special. So yeah, I think winning a flag is always it's the goal that you're always working towards. We'd be lying if we weren't saying that we're working towards winning a premiership Division 2. Whether that's this year, whether that's next year, that's always the goal. And so yeah, it would be the biggest highlight that I've had in my football career, for sure.
I was going to say, you've got a couple of your brothers down there playing. That's pretty special too. Every weekend being able to run out together.
Yeah, definitely. It's interesting sitting around the dinner table on some Sunday nights and recapping some of the games, that's for sure. But no, it is. And it's certainly one of the reasons why you sort of stick around and why probably I'm still playing whilst I'm 32 and a lot of my mates have given it away much earlier than me, is because it is pretty special to be able to play with both of them. I wouldn't tell them in person, but it is. And we've got a group chat literally on the way here. We're still talking about how can we all be better and how can we win more games for this year. So it's certainly like a bonding thing we have. And even she'll kill me if I don't mention it, but my sister's been playing down in the women's side as well. So yeah, so it's all yeah.
And we keep giving the Parks and parents oysters and stuff. Future.
Here's one for you. Schoolyard pick. You've got the three boys lined up.
Yeah.
Who are you taking first? Last on the line.
Look, Nick and Ollie ain't like this, but I'm going junior. I'm going the short one. In and under.
Easy to say Austin, isn't it?
I like what you're doing about that. Look, Sammy, career that you're building, 127 games. You've got multiple team of the year selections, 2022 best and fairest. I was going to say, what keeps you coming back? You did say boys, but for you personally, like, what keeps you driving to be the best you can be?
I think it's definitely working towards that team success, feeling like you're kind of building towards something as a group. Like we've been able to keep the majority of this group together for quite a few years, and I guess we've sort of solidified our spot in Division 2 for quite a while now, for 4 or 5 years. I guess wanting to play finals and wanting to succeed is certainly something that really burns. Wanting to get back into playing August and September in our league. The team success is certainly what it is in terms of trying to get back and continue to play and run around. And obviously, yes, like very special that I can do that with a couple of my brothers and a few of my good mates to run around down here.
As captain and having that leadership role, being around the club for so long, what are some things you love about the role? I guess both you're being so I don't know. What do you look forward to on Saturday or during the week? Is something that just gets excited so much? And then on the flip side as well, what's something that you just sort of dread in the role, or things you might not like so much, it makes you a bit uncomfortable? So
yeah, I'll kick it off. So with the captaincy, I guess the biggest kick I certainly get is about trying to help. We've probably revamped the group a little bit this year. We've got a few younger boys in, trying to help a few of those guys get that few percent better week by week, work on some minor little skill in the game, trying to give a bit more advice, I guess, from having played a bit of footy. Obviously, I'm not perfect, but I've played a bit and know a few bits and pieces from playing for 20 years now, I guess. So seeing that and seeing guys get better as you sort of stick around and go through the years. It's definitely like an extra level of expectation, commitment around the club that we captain as well. So obviously, we've all got lives and work and things outside of footy. So that balance as a captain and in these leadership roles is something that, like, without a
hopefully when you hit your 30s and some nights you get a little too like,
you did miss a few nights, didn't you?
He's a tanny mate.
Well, before we actually came on air, and Sam probably doesn't even know this, but I was telling the boys here, Sam, that before we got our new pavilion, and this was right up until the early 2000s, we had an old one with an old fire, a fireplace to keep the water. And on Thursday nights after training, the seniors would cut wood to stoke the fire so the resis could have a shower after the game on Saturday. But when the resis finished playing on Saturday, they would then cut the wood so that the seniors could have a shower. And in our change rooms, and I know because he's telling me before, in our change rooms, the old ones, the old wooden ones, when you turned on the shower, you actually got an electric shock.
Maybe he was silent about that off air. I reckon he's any few words.
Look, we're going to go quick fire now. I just need to know the best player of the club right now. Go. Other than Sam. Can't say.
Oh, clearly not.
Ollie,
Ollie and Nick.
You're not going to get one back. Who's the worst trainer?
Oh, God. Worst trainer.
Don't say
Ollie doesn't go pre-Christmas, so I'll say
There's not many blokes that do. Biggest pest.
Oh, Zach Audrey's been good this year, actually. Yeah, he's been very chirpy on the track.
I don't know who's comes function time or Saturday night or keen eye on that sort of stuff. Who's the best performer Saturday night?
Yeah.
Who's
No, we've got a good little rat pack down at Pano. I'll give a few shout outs. Hayden Moore, Riley Cousins, and Hotak Akram are always good fun.
and Riley Cousins, the guy that you would least expect to be.
Yeah, well, I work with him as well.
He's got some white ones. Obviously, Rackers down there. He does a lot of work. Look, we'll move it back a little bit. Just like in one sentence, what does Penrith mean to you?
Well, for me, Panton Hill is, it's really my getaway. You know, I love being at home with my wife and my kids, but you know, one thing when you stop, you miss us so much, and I just love being around.
Well, I've retired 4 times.
Yeah, I four as well.
You just don't know when to quit there.
No.
Sam, what about for you? One sentence, what does it mean to you?
Yeah, look, probably families like comes to mind first. Like not just obviously my actual family, but I guess we've built a really good culture down there, and it's a good bunch of boys who get along really well, and you do feel like it is that bit of an escape from getting away from work and a group of guys you just go down and have a laugh with and not think about things for a while. So
We've talked a lot about the park sports. But people don't realise that in the past 4 years, each of them have won the best and fairest. 1 year, it was a draw.
Wow. Who should have won that year?
it was Nick and Ollie in the draw, I think. So
The one that year.
yeah, we'll go with Nick. Yeah.
Look, boys. Well, after hearing everything, like it's been unreal. Some of the stories, like it's just so good to hear. Thank you for coming in. All the best for your centenary year. All the best for the season. Good luck. I really hope my prediction.
Appreciate it, guys.
I'll just say that, but I want to say thanks on behalf of our community for everybody who's gone through the Pantonville Football Netball Club over the past 100 years. We simply wouldn't have a club without them. There's been really tough times, and we've pulled through. Not just us now, but in the past. It's a fantastic little family club.
And that's probably the perfect way to end the little segment we've got going on. Family Club Pantonville, get down there. All the results for Div 1, 2, and 3 were spoken about on Daz and Pete's 5 p.m. podcast on LSN Radio. We'll be back to you in a minute as we go to the sponsors.
Own a business with an ABN in a commercial property like a shed, farm, or warehouse? Tired of sky-high hot water bills? AGL offers professional heat pump hot water installations with 100% rebates that cover everything, including plumbing, electrical, and even a free quote and analysis for systems over 10 years old. You pay $0 out of pocket and start saving from day one. It's a no-brainer. Visit Sean or Savvy today at www.aussiegreenlighting.com.au and proud sponsors of the Northern Footy Show.
Need a mechanic you can trust in the Diamond Valley? At Diamond Valley Auto Care, we've been keeping locals safely on the road for years. From logbook servicing to brake repairs, diagnostics and aircon regassing, we do it all quickly and professionally. We treat your car like it's our own, with honest advice, expert care, and no surprises. Proud sponsors of the Northern Footy Show, book now at diamondvalleyautocare.com.au. Local, reliable, and ready to help.
All right. Yep. All right, we are back, and we are just talking to Stevie Wonder. He's just talking everywhere, has no idea what's going on. look, some of the comments have come through, and look, it is turning into the chat show at the moment. They all want to know how many times we're going to talk about your exposures. You know, you talk about it. No more?
No more. It's done. It's been done to death for me.
You know what, Jake? At the end of the day, they didn't win, so who cares?
Oh, that's one way to look at it. But look, Brent Dar's going bananas on it, so it's the second most exposures of all time. So I can understand why they're ripping it. There's a few more comments. Geordie Wilkins has said, surprised you don't still have a Sharon in your hand. Oh dear, KB. And we do have a shout out coming up for a milestone game. Look, we are going to go straight into my favourite segment. I might jump a little bit here, so we welcome you back. We're going to go into Browning. So, it's coming.
Hold on tight, it's Brownie's beef.
Well, the beef this week is I've been watching a lot of female football. What I perceive is different rules between males and females. There's been a lot of aggressive tackling, we'll say slim tackles and so forth. So when I look at the we'll say a couple of games I watched on the weekend, there was no freeze given, there was no we'll say reports. If that had been males last year, some of the males that I've seen slim tackles were getting 3 weeks, which I think the girls, if they're going to be, we'll say the same, if a girl goes out and tries to hurt another girl or buries her into the agreement, or another girl gives a hard bump, I can't see why we can't stop it, nip it in the bud and stop these injuries towards girls. I think on the weekend I see maybe 2 or 3 concussions, and I don't think that should be happening. I'd also look for statistics on AFL website, and for every one male that gets concussion, 2 PFL girls get concussed. So in Divi 2 and Divi 3 girls, I reckon those stats get a lot higher. How do we stop this, boys?
Well, Mickey T, you went down there, you watched a few games. What are you thinking?
Look, it's certainly an interesting discussion point. And I think the different level that men's and women's footy's at, I think, plays a part in that. I mean, there's a lot of women that come into the system that are still learning to play the game. And certainly the tackle techniques are being taught at a much more basic level, I guess. So I think that plays a part. I think sometimes the umpires let play go on a bit too much as well, in my opinion. But certainly we also have less experienced umpires that are learning the ropes as well. So I think that's certainly are my 2 takes out of it. So but yeah, it's certainly very interesting talking point, no doubt.
But so how do we keep those girls on the track? We'll say you've got a poor team in Division 2 to a quality team in Division 2. Obviously, one team's got a lot more experience, and those girls are tackling with the intent sometimes to bring those girls to the ground. Now, a weaker girl gets buried in the ground, she hits her head, she gets concussed. Or if someone slings tackle a little girl that may weigh very light, gets thrown around, she gets thrown on the head. So a lot of girls struggle getting numbers, we'll say, each week, and we'll say through the year, and there's always, one team goes and they haven't got enough numbers. So how do we stop that?
I think certainly the best point, KB, would be to, I guess, when a tackle's laid, call the ball up earlier, I think.
So what you're saying is, as soon as the girl gets, we'll say, stopped, that's a free kick, rather than sort of like who get buried in the ground.
It's a duty of care.
Yeah,
duty
of care.
It's a bit of training from the umpires, but also the players brought into the system. So it's what they go through training, and then you just got to duty of care. And it's not as easy as that sometimes when we're in the heat of the battle in the game. But it's just, we see it now at AFL level, and it's just how it's got to be.
I reckon it's definitely something we can put to the viewers, see if they've got a comment on what they think and what should happen. For me, obviously, the concussion thing, pretty close to me. But is there another one you've got there about the showers? I want to hear this one. This is one I want to talk about.
On the showers.
The showers. What are your thoughts?
This
is going to be a quick one.
This come up very late.
With this,
I wanted to go with it.
Back in the early 90s, right? Back in the 80s when I started playing football.
Long time.
This is a long time ago. Like, we never used to want to really shower, but that's throw us in there because you want to use the water at home. Right? So you're basically throwing in the shower as a young fella, so you get used to showering. These days, I see a lot of blokes straight up the game, right? They're in tub. It's fucking big all over.
Now,
So what do you do? What do you propose?
Well, I don't know why. You know, you got free water, it's pretty hot and stuff, right? And you're scared to feel like, oh shit, I just get in there, boys, and use the free water and have a beer in there.
it was actually, honestly,
And the best minutes of a game.
You weren't going to go with this.
we weren't going, I really just wanted to hear it. I wanted to know. I just needed to hear it.
It's your last show, JK.
Look, I don't sit on the fence. I just need to know what's going to be said, and what some people, if they want to hear it, there it is. All right,
Well, so
enough from you. I'm going to have to cut you off. What we're going to do, we need to jump straight into the games. Okay, we're going to start with Division 1.
I think I'm in charge of that.
You are in charge of Division 1.
Right, yes. We've got Eltham, West Preston. Probably got a bit of an apology, West Preston. I think I tipped them to get a shellacking last week, and they didn't. Put up a good fight. Against my old boys, the Panthers, I will be tipping them, especially at home, by 6 goals.
Yeah, look, I did say that West Preston would probably be a little bit better than we thought. I did take that just off having one conversation with Matty Harmon, calling my best mates. That's all that matters. Look, I think Eltham are going to have a really strong year, so I think this is going to be very close, and I'm going to say Eltham by a goal.
It's certainly a game that Eltham need to perform well in. I know they kept up with Greensborough for 3 quarters, but certainly with their ambitions this year, they need to put away West Preston pretty quickly. I think they'll win by about 6 or 7 goals.
West Preston don't travel well. 2 goals to help them.
Beautiful. Hurstbridge at Diamond Creek. So Hurstbridge, who I'm big on this year, and Diamond Creek, who I think been heavily underrated coming up. Having said that, I think I've looked at the weather, and it's going to be pretty good weather, and it's down at Hurstbridge, so I'll go Hursty by 10 goals.
Yeah, look, it might be this might be their game that they start to see the real Division 1. Hurstbridge can play their ground really well. Fitzgerald Brothers, wow, massive day. Look, I think Hurstbridge will offer.
It'll be interesting to see how Diamond Creek manage their defensive press on a smaller ground, but I think Hurstbridge probably get it done by 6 goals.
What goes up must come down. Hurstbridge by 5 goals.
I did. You've changed it over.
Banyule versus Greensborough at Banyule. So Greensborough obviously coming off a bye last week as well. Tough game for Banyule this. Greensborough by 7 goals.
Yeah, I think the same. Probably a tough loss for Banyule last week. Does set them up for a bit 0-2 start. I think Greensborough probably going to flex their muscles a little bit. It might be a 10-goal game.
Yeah, I think Greensborough will be too strong for Banyule here. They'll probably win by 5 goals.
Of course, I would be opposite. I reckon Banyule at Banyule. I reckon Greensborough won't really bang.
Really?
I'm Banyule by 3 points.
You're tipping a big
There we go. Look, he can't do anything by himself. He had to do that until I go white.
Huge game this one. So Heidelberg versus Mont. Obvious reasons. Mont we all definitely expected to get it done and probably get it done reasonably well last week. They go down here 0-2. So huge game. Does anyone think that Mont can do that?
Well, no way, because I reckon KB might if we all say Heidelberg win, but look, Heidelberg.
I won't go against the Burgers.
Nah, Heidelberg too strong. Then he goes through undefeated again. But as you said, the start of 2 games to no win for Montmorency is big. And considering, I think it might have been KB, you tipped him to finish second.
Probably still will.
It's not a great start to not win one of the first 2 games and finish second. So back against the wall, also Heidelberg by 8 goals.
Too big a game for Heidelberg to drop this one. They've got all 3 flags being on 12, they'll win by 9 goals, I think.
6 goals for me.
This last one, I think it's a very interesting game. North Heidelberg versus Bandura. I think it's an absolute cracker. I'm going to go with North Heidelberg. Just under a goal, I reckon.
Wow, it's been a close one. I think the Doggies, I think they're going to have a good year. I haven't written off Bandura. I think they'll finish, 6 to 8. Doggies by 5 goals.
It was interesting, actually. North Heidelberg was still within about 15 points late in the 3rd quarter, so I think they'll put up a good show. I think they'll win by 2 goals.
I'm going to go for my old teams. I've got a big Bandura draw.
Jeez, if you get that right, I'll start down there.
I'm flat.
Over here, mate.
Yeah, well, you got breakfast though. So look, We move on to Division 2, and as we said before to the Penn boys, like this is probably the division that all eyes are on at the moment because it's so tight, tightly contested. Look, this is for me probably one of the matches of the rounds. We have Fitzroy Stars and Lower Plenty. Fitzroy Stars at home coming off the loss to Norfolk Park. Lower Plenty also coming off the loss.
I've been handed something here, so Joel wants a piece of me now. Five slab call there by me.
No more.
I've been strictly told by the producer absolutely not wearing capacity. We might have to find something else to put that on.
I love it, man. Really good. Fitzroy Stars, Lower Plenty at the start.
I think Fitzroy get off the mark this week. As I said last week, I rate them and give them a sneaky chance to make them this year.
I reckon it'll probably be a go either way. I think Lowell will probably give a bit of a account this week. I'd probably say Fitzroy Stars.
If Jed will be back, I'd say starts by 2 or 3 goals.
Yeah, I'll never obviously a massive in and obviously playing against him the last couple of years, the way he sets him up from half back, and it's just a completely different team. So, two players, it's unbelievable. Look, this is the one where you always get guests in, and then all of a sudden you've got to tip the game. Right, this is the big one. It's sitting right there. They've just told us the stories and everything about this since every year.
Can't Hill 10 goals.
At home. Dad is one of those guys that always tips the people we get in. So Penn Hill at home against Norfolk Park. Over the years, I think Penn Hill have probably been a lot better at home. So this is a really good game for them. It's going to be really tight. I'm going to say Norfolk Park. Norfolk Park guys. They were impressive getting a win over the Fitzroy Stars. So they picked up really well.
Yeah, no, I disagree. I've never had the pleasure in all my years of playing at Penn Hill, but anyone you speak to, they see you going up there. And I'm pumped up after I haven't had the crew on, so I want Penn Hill.
It's going to be a very good contest. I think Norfolk Park were very impressive last week. And as you say, Penn Hill, very good outfit at home. I'm probably going to lean towards Norfolk Park by 2 goals.
Stop the carries, stop the armaments. We can probably stop 33% of them save the squad. I reckon they can do that on a small little ground. I reckon Penn Hill by 20.
Nice. For those WWE fans, this is a bit of Steiner going on at the moment. Really, really good. Now, this game, South Moraine St. Mary's, this is the game of the round, I'll say. And we do have Trent Harvey's 300. He's been a big part of South Moraine. Good mate of mine, so good luck in your 300. They've got a lot planned for you, so it's really good. And another one, obviously, Dale Taylor going down with his knee. All the best, mate, in recovery. This is a big game. South Moraine at home, after getting beat 5 goals last week, like that, they definitely have to win this if they want to be perceived as that top 2 team. You know? What do you think?
Yeah, send shout out to Dale with his knee. Hopefully the best there, mate. No good in round 1. So hope it's all right. Yeah, massive game. Purely because it's at South Moraine. I'll go South Moraine by nothing else.
Huge game. South Moraine don't want to go on 2. I think they'll be probably 2 goals.
St. Mary's played well. There's a little crack ground that they play on. Do we know Kitchell? So South Moraine by 5 goals.
Yeah, I'll tip South Moraine as well. I've been on them the whole pre-season. Dad has just been shaking his head every time Kevin says something.
Well, I to make a good year on the show.
Yeah, he's going. OP, they're my favourite side in Division 2, to be honest.
Yeah, I've just decided that.
No, I did say I thought they finished 3rd. I like the way they recruited, and just it's a really good club. Okay. They play against Thomastown at home this week. Once again, another club that really played well at Derby, so they played well at home. Thomastown impressive round 1, got the win. I have tipped them in relegation battle as well, so I know nothing. OP by 5 goals.
Yeah, it's a good club. OP, well coached. A lot of good players down there. I think they'll get it done by 8 goals.
So it's a noteworthy result for the Paradians winning at Lower Plenty. I think they win by 9 goals.
I reckon OP by 10 goals. If they're going to be any good, they need to win by 10.
Yep, I definitely agree. Now this one, McLeod and Whittlesey at McLeod. Really, really big game. I do want to start with UKB on this one. Obviously, on the
You haven't
weekend.
reckoned me about Darcy Barton. Obviously, it comes back to me, and I reckon Darcy's an absolute magnificent player. He needs to kick 100 goals, but then be competitive. Mackenzie Hogg, he's a very good player, so he can stop those two, and I reckon they probably will. I reckon, yeah, I'll go against the third again.
I was very impressed by what I've seen in round one. Young Kane Allen kicked 5. I think he's one to watch to take the next step. I think Whittlesey win this by 3 goals.
Yeah, Whittlesey's my team to beat this year. So on that,
Yeah, flexing their muscles. I'm going to sit with Whittlesey as well. 3 goals. But yeah, McLeod starting 0-2, coming off the big grand final loss. Has been a big thing of mine that if you do get up to the grand final, it is pretty tough to come back from that. So that's definitely one to watch there. I know that everyone always talks about now the cricket grand final that we got bent over in it, so we'll talk about that. All right, we're going to go to Division 3, Heidelberg Golf Club men's. We start with our former club, Old Eltham Collegians against King Lake. This is a really big game.
Yeah.
At the Dome, first game at the Dome, they're pretty happy. I reckon they might even have a function, and they do get up for function nights. King Lake, very disappointing last week, and they play better at home. So I'm going to tip the Turtles by a goal.
yeah, I'm going to follow you again. We're back to the second week in a row. We lose obviously 0-2. So strike early on. Yeah, Turtles in a close one.
I think Turtles win this by 2 goals. I like the look of their young kids when they're playing at home. So, yeah, promising start for them after a tough year last year.
I was going to go to the Turtles, but everyone else has gone, so I'm going to go to King Lake. King Lake need to win. I think they're in the 5. I reckon they've got a quality outfit, and obviously had a bad week last week, but I still reckon they're going to just get across the line this week.
Yeah, and a good feel good story for them last week. Mitch Crapper, who is from West Preston, one of the big recruits, he's done 4 ACLs. So for him to get back on the park is unbelievable, and just to get through the game. So well done, mate.
Done okay. Some of the kicks he's done, he had a shot from 55 metres out, goalpost high, and there was
Yeah, he's going to be really big for them. So all the best for the year. And good to see Big Timmy Ellis back with the best players. So that's really good. We go to the Epping game against Laylaws. Look, really big game after getting knocked off by Mernda. If they hold you to 20 disposals, can they win?
Yeah, of course, man. Mine are all cheap shits that close. Just asking people. So, man, massive game. We've got to hopefully get a win at home. We've got a function that night.
Yeah,
so
look, I know
the boys are up in the
the big thing is they don't like to lose on function nights. It can decrease the people that go, but
if you're looking for motivation, that's it right there. So hopefully we get it done.
Yeah, I think Epping will win comfortably. I think it's a big blow to label losing Toomey and Chapman with shoulder injuries as well. So, yeah, I think Epping will win comfortably.
Make a prediction. Another 50 touches to DCAT. Josh Gordon had 50 hit outs, and Ruckus 58.
yeah, look, I was going to go down the same thing. The last bloke kicked 10 against Layla and myself. So Ruckus is going to kick 10 this week against Layla. That's my lock. All right, Mernda and Lorimer. This is a beauty, isn't it? Look, Mernda, if they're going to be that side, that's going to be probably the third contender, you know. This is a really big one. And back at home, Lorimer coming off a massive win. Where do you sit, Pat? What are you thinking?
Well, Murder will get a few blokes back, we think.
Yeah, well,
One. And Lorimer's the classy outfit as well. So at Mernda, I still think Lorimer get it done by a couple of goals, but I think this will be a cracking game, cracking conditions. So you can get down and watch that game, I reckon.
And I will be one of those that will be down there. Murder Lorimer, I couldn't miss it. I mean, a lot of history of both clubs for myself personally. So, look, I think it'll be very interesting. Murder moved the ball pretty well. But I still think very good class Lorimer at this stage probably get it done by a goal or two, I think. But I'm really looking forward to that game.
I reckon between 1 and 2, I think Ivan not to get beat. Lorimer very high up there.
Say Ivan not to lose one game.
Ivan won't get beat.
I agree.
Unfortunately, you're going to get beat. I'll see you tomorrow at the coffee shop. You're going to get beat by 4 goals.
I think you're going to get beat by that.
Look, I'm going to go with Lorimer as well by 5 goals. But yeah, definitely give 3 matches of the round. We move on to Reservoir v Watsonia at Reservoir as well. This is a pretty big game for both clubs. Reservoir coming off a really, really big win, obviously against Laylaw, so it's probably expected. But then what's only coming off a really, really big loss? You probably don't want to start 0-2, but if Reservoir starts 2-0, all of a sudden you have to start talking about it in that 4 or 5 spot. What are your thoughts, KB? I'll go with you first.
Well, you're playing against Dad's Army against, say, taking a lot of people, so I'm going to go the Alpine Springs for to get across the line.
I was impressed by Reservoir on Good Friday, the way they move the footy, the way they're able to spread their goal kickers as well. So I think Reservoir will win by 5 goals.
Reservoir sitting on top of the ladder, I think, as well. Shouldn't have happened for a fair while. So,
They beat us in the 2016 grand final. So.
yeah, and I think they'll really stay there after this weekend, and I think they'll have another good win. So, Reservoir.
Yeah, I think Reservoir as well. But if Cam Cloak can kick a few goals, I've had a good crack when you kick a big bag of goals this season. I said he needs at least 5 now after last week. I'm in trouble. So for that bet again.
No, it's obvious you can get it in.
Well, I didn't know that, did I? So I've had a bet and lost again. I've got to check the form. All right, Ivanhoe v Heidelberg West. At Ivanhoe, the holders are flying.
You're never going to be tipping 120 points.
Yeah,
well,
I'm going to tip my 120 points because Cap told me to. And Cap but look, they're the benchmark. They're the best side of the comp. They've recruited so well. Recruited from the top, the second into Div 3. They're a class act. Heidelberg West going to be stiff here because they had a good win last week.
I do like everything about Ivanhoe from the top down, the president, the shitsy and half the players that I know. So, much as I'm going against it, I do think they're going to play this year. But yeah, I'll say Ivanhoe by 13-14 goals.
It'll be interesting to see how Ivanhoe come out after a bye, and also with twilight conditions as well, I believe, in that game as well. I think they'll win by 40 points.
In the Rookie Cup, big game for both clubs. I'd go Heidelberg West to get beat by 15 goals.
What we're going to do, this is a bit of a change up here. So, KB, we are going to.
He's not getting booted again.
He's getting put to the bench. The people have actually asked more Sammy. Sammy Parker is joining us again. And one of the comments.
Want his tips?
Yeah, they do want the tips. Look, one of the comments that was left to get you on the show was to get you a booster seat. And obviously, we can go in to get 2 for me and you.
Break the budget, I think.
Absolutely. Look, we're going to go back and do Division 2 because I need to hear your tips for those games. We have Fitzroy Stars against Lowell Plenty.
I think Fitzroy, they're looking super impressive. I think York did pretty good stand. Obviously, we'll get back this week. I think they'll get the job done, but Lower recruited really well as well. So, Fitzroy by a couple of goals.
Next game, how many points are you win by?
We'll go with 10 goals.
That's what we want to get. No. Look, I love 10 goals. That's something I would have done too. South Morang v St Mary's. This is a massive game as we spoke about before.
Yeah, for sure. Rates St Mary's really highly. I think you mentioned something about Kitchell and queuing out. That probably makes a little bit of a difference because I think Kitchell probably a bit underrated when he's a genuine gun. Still think St Mary's get it done though, which is tough on South Morang for the start of the year. Too.
That would be massive.
Yeah.
Honestly, if they go 0-2, that's a massive upset.
Yeah.
And you know what? I think they might even have a crowd next week too. So that's not a great welcome back to Division 2. But you know what? All the sides are so good that it's going to be a tough game every week.
Yeah.
OP v Thomastown.
I reckon OP, the way that they've picked up over the pre-season, they're looking super strong. I'm going to say that they win that game pretty well. I think they'll win top 3.
Yeah, he agrees with
No, I just asking the question.
Yeah.
all my opinions are wrong. And then McLeod and Whittlesea. What are we thinking?
It's another tough one, isn't it? They're all good games this week. We're going to go Whittlesea, which again, that. It's adults too, so it's a couple of big sides.
Yeah, massive, isn't it?
I think you just say the strength of the competition in Division 2, and we're also talking off there about Division 3 as well. And I'm sure an extension of that to Division 1. They're such even competitions. You've got to be on every week, which is exciting because as well, you're going to every game thinking your opportunity to win too. So it's yeah, it's going to be some exciting games.
All right, I'm going to give you some quick ones here. Who do you think is going to win the comp best player this year? Barton kicked 100 last year and got rolled unexpectedly. Tyler's like a very good player, but still, who do you think is going to win it this year?
Let's go with Mackenzie Holland. Yeah, he's very good.
Good player. Who is the best player that you've played against? And obviously, you don't have to say many captains.
Yeah, so third best player that I've played against. I'll never forget the time I came back 10 kilos overweight from being in America in first game. I tried to sidestep Boomer Harvey, got absolutely nailed. Welcome back. So he's probably, him and Shane, a pretty impressive player. I think done a lot of period of time. So probably.
All right. What we're going to do, we are going to wrap it up now. Thank you once again for coming back on. Let us know, people, what you thought. Obviously, Daz has been doing a different job. We've had Mickey T on. KB has done his bit. Cafe the two has done really well. But I think the start of the show is definitely you tonight, Sammy. So thank you for coming on twice. Thanks for joining us. Enjoy the weekend of footy and keep kicking goals.
Need a mechanic you can trust in the Diamond Valley? At Diamond Valley Auto Care, we've been keeping locals safely on the road for years. From logbook servicing to brake repairs, diagnostics and aircon regassing, we do it all quickly and professionally. We treat your car like it's our own, with honest advice, expert care, and no surprises. Proud sponsors of the Northern Footy Show, book now at diamondvalleyautocare.com.au. Local, reliable, and ready to help.